You support Hamas, do you not?
Senator, oddly enough, I'm going to say thank you for that question because it demonstrates the purpose of our hearing today in a very effective way.
Let's start first with a yes or no.
I don't believe that that's correct in terms
Let
of...
me ask you one more time. You support Hamas, don't you? You support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you?
Sir,
Please.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not support
You can't
Hamas.
bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas
you don't
or
support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't.
I was very
support
clear in my support for UNRWA.
Hezbollah, and you don't
I
support Iran.
oppose-
You should hide your head in a bag.
This is not a hard question, folks. A simple no. I do not support terrorist organizations that seek the destruction of Israel and America should roll off the tongue of any honest witness before Congress. But not for this DNC operative. Her sickening evasions, her moral cowardice. It tells you everything you need to know about where the radical left stands today. They hide behind manufactured outrage and accusations of hate just to avoid condemning pure evil. Thank God for Senator Kennedy. He cut through the smoke and delivered a much-needed dose of truth to the swamp. You're about to see what happens when patriotic conviction meets ideological deceit.
Ms. Barrett, you are the executive director of the Arab American Institute. Is that correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay. And according to your website, you're also, I'm going to quote here, a longtime Democratic Party activist who served as a member of the 2016 Democratic National Convention's Platform Standing Committee, close quote. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You support Hamas, do you not?
Senator, oddly enough, I'm going to say thank you for that question because it demonstrates the purpose of our hearing today in a very effective way.
Let's start first with a yes or no.
Hamas is a foreign terrorist organization that I do not support, but you asking the executive director of the Arab American Institute that question very much puts the focus on the issue of hate in our country.
Well, I got your answer, and I appreciate it. What is the, you support Hezbollah too, don't you?
Again, I find this line of questioning extraordinarily disappointing,
Is that a
Senator.
no?
That
Or
you
a
have
yes?
You have Arab American constituents that you represent
is
in your
that
great state.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that, but my time's limited, and I apologize, but is that a yes or a no?
A yes or no question to do I support Hezbollah? The answer is I don't support violence, whether it's Hezbollah, Hamas, or any other entity that invokes
You
it.
can't
So
bring
no, sir.
yourself to say no, can you?
No, I can say no. I can say yes.
But
What
you
I can
haven't.
say is
You just
your
can't
line
make
of
yourself do
questioning.
it. Do you
Senator.
support or oppose Iran and their hatred of Jews?
Again, I'm going to emphasize Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, none of them is going to, this
you
discussion.
can't bring yourself to say no, can
Sir,
you?
I don't support.
It's real simple.
Excuse me, I'm going to,
Ian,
if I may, as a Muslim woman, sir, I'm going to tell you I do not support Iran. But what I will tell you is that this conversation.
I'm running out of time. I'm
Okay.
sorry. You called our decision to
Please.
cut funding. You called our decision to cut fund. Well, first, what's the United Nations Relief and Works Agency?
It's UNRWA, which is
Yeah.
the institution that exists to provide services and aid to the nearly 6 million Palestinian refugees.
And you called our decision to cut funding for them, quote, an incredible moral failure, close quote.
That is absolutely correct. But again, I would suggest that conversation is about foreign policy.
We did that because 9 UNRWA staff members were fired for actually helping Hamas on October 7th. Isn't that the case?
I don't believe that that's correct in terms
Let
of...
me ask you one more
please.
time. You support Hamas, don't you? You
Sir.
support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you?
Sir,
Please.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not support
You can't
Hamas.
bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas
you don't
or any-
support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't.
I was very
support
clear in my support for UNRWA.
Hezbollah, and you don't
I
support
oppose-
Iran. You should hide your head in a bag.
What we just witnessed was a masterclass in exposing the rot at the heart of the Democratic Party's activist core. Senator Kennedy didn't blink. He came straight at her, not with conjecture, but with facts, starting with her own documented, long-standing Democratic activism that established her allegiance. Then came the true test: Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran, the twisting, the attempts to pivot the conversation to the issue of hate in America. It was absolutely shameful. Senator Kennedy correctly observed, "Can't bring yourself to say no, can you?" The most damning section was her defense of UNRWA. She called cutting funds an incredible moral failure. Yet, as Senator Kennedy pointed out, that funding was cut because UNRWA staffers were caught red-handed helping Hamas commit the atrocities of October 7th. This isn't just a difference of opinion. It is an ideological allegiance that places support for an organization tied to terrorists above American values and national security. Her final, desperate attempt to invoke her identity as a Muslim woman to silence Senator Kennedy was the perfect example of how the left uses identity as a shield for indefensible views. Senator Kennedy deserves enormous credit for refusing to back down and for delivering that final, scorching verdict. When they can't answer simple moral questions, they don't belong anywhere near our government's policy decisions.